What's up guys, it's Drac, and it's been a minute since I've made another Fortnite mod. Now, a lot of people don't really like the crossbow in Fortnite, and I can't imagine why.
If you want to play with...
Oh, that's probably why. Still, infinite ammo is pretty cool, and it's dead silent, and it should be a pretty easy one for us to build out. So, this was an ultra cheap dreadbolt that my buddy Scott found for me over at a Goodwill, and we might end up having to bust out the new in-box dreadbolt, but I think that what we're going to do is just break it down to its brass tacks, and fortunately the one in Fortnite is just an all-black, giant, oversized, vaguely cartoonish crossbow with a big, monstrous, kind of like drum thing up front. So, nothing to it but to do it. Let's take it apart, let's break it down, and let's start making another sick Fortnite Nerf mod. Woo! Alrighty guys, so obviously the end war mess is just, it's real. The crazy thing is we still have to buy more blasters for end war. The happiest place on earth. But in the meantime, we've already got our black vinyl dye job done on all of these crossbow parts, and I think that we're ready to rock and roll. A little bit of dry brushing to make it look like it just went through a battle royale, but it's been painted pretty nicely both inside and out, so all the rails look hot, and we are good to go. So with no more talking about it, I'm going to start reassembling the blaster and getting it ready to roll. We're also going to remove all of those pesky locks while we're at it. Let's go! Alrighty guys, so this is it. The dreadbolt is done. So it's now the crossbow from Fortnite. I spent a lot of time on Epic Games' little money machine trying to find a crossbow to get you guys some crossbow footage. So, since I couldn't do that, enjoy this montage with me talking over it.
Alrighty, so with no crossbow in the game, it was impossible for me to get footage for you personally. The crossbow right now is gold, but the crossbow used to be black. Unless I'm going crazy, let me know in the comment section below. But I really like the crossbow. It's capable of getting long range, very quiet, very effective kills. This person is much, much better with it than I ever would have been. So this is a decent look at it, at least from an in-game perspective. Let's get back to the mod. Ow.
So, now that we've talked about what the crossbow does in the game, there are a lot of similarities to the dreadbolt, which is why we chose the dreadbolt. The only thing that it doesn't have is this giant kind of turret thing in the front, which frankly doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But our crossbow is just a 5-shot capacity crossbow, which is exactly what the one in the game does, other than having infinity arrows. So it's a lot like the one in the game in that it's really bad performance-wise. However, we've loaded it up and fired. So there weren't a lot of performance enhancements to do to this. We did leave the orange tips on the sides here just so that it didn't actually look like a crossbow. I think that even with the rush dry brushing all over it, like, it still looks like a big black crossbow. I don't know how Steven's gonna feel about it, but direct hit. So, priming is just like this. It's very different from the priming in the game. The one in the game is pretty automatic. This one, not so much, but ranges are really only about 30 feet. Now, the one in the game does have long ranges, but you have to angle pretty far up to get that ticker to show you sort of roughly where you're gonna go. I can't believe they took this out of the game. It was a really fun gun, so to speak, to have in the game because you didn't have to worry about conserving your ammo, and you could fire very quietly from very long distances. It was a pretty good way to get some very sneaky kills. I really like our rendition of it. It is, I mean, truth be told, it was so close already that all we had to do was paint up a dreadbolt. Like, the Nerf dreadbolt can be found on sale right now. Toys R Us going out of business means that these can be bought for about $25. So, if you need a crossbow for your Fortnite Battle Royale costume, like this is a very, very cheap option. We could have very easily painted these as well. We could have put like some pseudo bolts onto the arrows to make them seem more realistic, but the rust paint job all over it on top of like the silver dry brushing makes it seem far, far more realistic. Everything was re-greased, a lot of the locks were removed, but there's really not that much that you can do to this platform other than what's already been done, which is the paint job and the overall aesthetic upgrade. But it looks pretty spooky now. It's a very, very cool prop, but I just wanted to continue on with that theme. This was a really easy Fortnite build, and I wanted to do something pretty easy before I do my next one. What do you guys think? leave me a comment down below. I'm thinking of building the burst AR next. Let me know. I think that we're probably gonna have to use a strife and a body kit as a base, but it should be really, really, really awesome because the burst AR is frankly one of my favorite guns to use in the game anyway. And now there's an epic version of the burst AR, which is just awesome. But that is our review and mod guide for the Dreadbolt into the Fortnite Battle Royale crossbow, and it's a good gun in the game. Epic, bring it back. Hashtag bring back crossbow. Hashtag bring back crossbow Hasbro. I like crossbows, guys. Much love, Nerf on, Drac out.